Hello, I'm Pam Carruthers of HealingStars.com. This is a chart, it's the new moon, partial solar eclipse, set for London on the 29th of March 2025 at 10:57 in the morning, and that was GMT. Since Saturday, so many things have changed. I mean, it's quite radical, dare I say. The first most important thing is Neptune. Neptune, in this chart, I'm using whole signs to represent the houses, so hopefully it makes it clearer for you. But here you can see in Pisces, there's the midheaven, the top of the chart, Saturn, North Node, Venus, Neptune. Then in Aries, Mercury, Sun, Moon, and Chiron. Jupiter's over here in Gemini, and there's Mars in Cancer. First of all, to look at this chart, it's full of potential. It's full of the flowing energies that are connecting Mars here in the water sign of Cancer, Uranus in Taurus, an earth sign, and also connecting up there, and here I have to look over here and see what else is going on. There's a trine to Saturn. There's that sextile to Uranus. There's that trine to Neptune. I'm just looking at Mars right now. Well, since Saturday, first of all in the UK, Saturday night, Sunday morning, we moved into British summertime. So that can take people a time to adjust. It certainly has for me, because we're so used to getting up at a certain time and we move forward an hour. So it kind of, very disorientating. However, also what has happened is Mercury retrograde in this chart in Aries has now moved back into Pisces, along with Venus also retrograde in Pisces. We have Neptune, though, moving into Aries. Now that is a dramatic shift of energy from a water sign, that's Pisces, or water signs of Pisces, into the fire sign of Aries. Now I liken this to a birth process, because if you know anything about astrology, you should know that the 12th house connects to Pisces, the first to Aries. A birth, in other words, an initiation. That's what Aries is. It's all about going forward, head first, having courage, and it's connected totally to Mars. The ruler is Mars. Mars is also in a cardinal sign. The cardinal signs represent the seasons of the year. So Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, they are the 4 seasons. So we've started, of course, the spring equinox in the spring in the northern hemisphere. Of course, that is our springtime. In the southern, it's beginning of autumn/winter. But having Neptune move into Aries is a real contrast. I have to emphasize that. It's not going to stay there forever, but it will stay for a lot of the time this year, and then next year, 2026, it's full on. And Neptune takes about 13 years to go through a sign. We have not experienced Neptune in Aries because it's a 165-year orbit. So anyone who pretends to know what is going to happen, I'm sorry, but you don't. You don't. But we can intuit, we can understand what is the process here. Aries, as I said, marks the spring equinox. And it is so connected to people who have 0 degrees Aries in their birth charts. It might be you. I've got my Venus 0 degrees of Capricorn, and I remember a client a long time ago letting her know that she truly had this connection, and it is a connection to the collective. Very, very important. And having Neptune move there, really, somebody calls it, and I like it, making your dreams come true, manifesting, having a goal or goals, not too many, mind you get confused, but to have goals is the energy of Aries. And with all the Piscean energy that we have, obviously with Venus and Mercury there going backwards, and Saturn too, is making them real, productive. Saturn is very grounding. That's what it is. And over here on the chart, hopefully you can see, There it is, Saturn. Connects to Mercury, connects to Venus, and a good flow to Mars. That is extremely good. And overall, this chart is extremely good. The only fly in the ointment, dare I say, is that Mars is at a right angle to Chiron. Here are both at the same degree, 22 degrees. So challenges around healing. Chiron is the wounded healer archetype. It takes approximately 15 years to go around all the signs, and therefore around the age of 50, if you are over that age, I certainly am, it's a healing time that you become the healer rather than the wounded one. Here we're getting Chiron ruled by Mars, and Mars in an emotional sign of Cancer. It won't move sign, it will go into Leo, it will. However, we're still in this long process that Mars has been through because it's been retrograde. So being kind to yourself is one of the qualities of someone who's on a healing path. And self-neglect, taking time. Saturn is saying that, Lord of Time, to sort things out. And as I mentioned, goals. What do you want to achieve over the next 3 months? An eclipse actually lasts long. It's mainly that 6 months. And what's interesting is that at 9 degrees, we have had new moons at 9 degrees since last year in December. So that is a significant degree. If you have a planet anywhere between like 11 and like 7 degrees, then you're close to that. And taking that initiative, recognizing the birth process, which does take courage. It does. It is quite spontaneous as well, Aries. It does things instantly. And I remember being taught, it's like the fireman who just goes into the burning building without thought. They take action. That's true heroism that is needed right now for each and every one of us. We will have Mercury going forward. That's April the 7th, so that's not far away. Then we will have Venus going forward a couple of weeks, a week or so later. But certainly Mercury, the messenger, is truly active right now. To listen very much to the signs that are coming to you, messages via Facebook, email, out of the blue especially something. And with the Mars energy, we can also notice the flow of energy make our plans, our vision real. Thank you for watching Pam Carruthers of Healing Stars. I also have a special offer on consultation with me right now. I've extended it a couple of days because I appreciate, Saturday I was out, I went to a wedding. I had a lovely time, spontaneously invitation, and it was a sunny day. I know that yesterday was Mothering Sunday. Certain things are so important to acknowledge rather than, I must look at Pam's website. No, please do. My offer is extraordinarily good. Thank you for watching. Pam Carruthers of HealingStars.com.